Hey everyone, thanks for joining back. This is, I guess you could say, the remainder of a 2022 lineup, but it's not something I use every day. So these are planners that I reference as needed. So I guess you could call them each a reference planner, but they're not utilized all the time. So I'll give you an overview just real quick right now of what they are. And then in the notes below, I will leave timestamps so that you can jump to whichever one you want to see. Or just grab a snack, grab your coffee or a drink and sit back and watch the whole thing. I'm excited about this one because it's not something that, again, it's not super daily that I'd maybe dig into these, and you'll understand why. But they are part of my system and my little planner cart, and I like them. Well, and I'll tell you a little bit about the evolution of them. So this first one, this is something I created last year, and it is a reference for medical doctors of any kind. So I keep results in here, appointments, what we discussed, anything like that. I have a couple of autoimmune conditions, one being eczema, but my hands are healed, which is very great. That wasn't always the case. I have celiac disease, and I do struggle with anxiety from time to time. So I have a lot of that stored in here. This baby was a Jane's Agenda cover. The print is no longer in stock, but this was at one point a catch-all. So you could see this, I had individual dividers, but this one was the last time and I kept a running list of the last time I did something. But I had about like 6 of these, and it was a catch-all, but I realized this was just a little too small for me for a full catch-all. The size itself wasn't as convenient as the other sizes, and just over time it morphed into a planner to pre-plan or plan your system, a planner if you will. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I've seen some of you that have one, so I know I'm not completely alone. So this is what that is. It's a half letter size. This is a Happy Planner Mini with a perfect fit cover. And then this beautiful lady is a Levenger soft folio with a half letter on the inside as well. And this is, just to get rid of the glare, this is where I record current at a given point, skincare, hair care, makeup routine, capsule wardrobe. All of that is just in here. It's like an aesthetics tracker, for lack of a better term. But I don't use that all the time, only when I know like inherently something drastically changed or something changed, or I want to try and figure out a new wardrobe or something like that. So I'm going to go in order. I'm going to talk about this little one first, and then I'll get into these because that last one is probably going to take a little bit of time. So this is a perfect fit cover from FoxyFix. I regret to inform everybody that she's no longer in business. I don't know if she will be, but she's no longer in business. This cover, I'm going to have to put the link below because I believe her shop name changed, but it's Brittany something. Oh gosh, it'll probably come to me in the middle of like the last video. But I'll try and remember that. But this is all it is. So it's general information, daily, which is what do I take daily, a calendar, or in this case, like appointments, and I've talked about in a couple videos, a headaches log. These two printouts are from Peanuts Planner Co., and it's for a Happy Planner Mini size. It's also like the same size as a personal wide rings planner. So I've even thought about transferring these somehow into another extension planner I'm trying to build. But for now, if I go to doctor's appointments or when I get back from doctor's appointments or I need to track something or lab results, I put everything in here because I like having all of that information in one reference. I forget when I did this really, but I've had it for a while and it really does help me personally. So like just some like medicines or supplements I take daily. I made the background, both of them on Canva. This is set up for 2022, so if it looks blank, that's why. Everything else was archived just because it's a little personal, but I wanted to share this with you in case it gave you some ideas. So we'll see just general practitioner, complete blood count or other lab work, dentist, OB, dermatologist, and my eye doctor. I also have a tab for aesthetics. So this is Izar Wellness. This is the medical spa that I go to because he's a medical doctor, brilliant. He's an expert, beyond expert in his field. And so I won't go to another med spa. And then this is Ferrari. So this was a plastic surgeon I had gone to for the first time for a very crazy thing. Both of my earrings ripped out of my ears. Long story, but he fixed those and then I went back for some other things. So they also have a med spa there. I really like the way Izar does their things. So this is just that reference planner. I've seen some folks have one of these for their kiddos. I do not have kiddos yet, so I'm able to keep that. So I have blood work. I know I started to track this, maybe not in this very specific planner itself, but I was tracking symptoms for a long time. I think back in 2013 or so. No. Yeah, 2013. I just felt like I knew my body really well, and turns out I had a parathyroid tumor. So tracking all of my symptoms and how I felt, and having a degree in science, biology, biochemistry, I had an inkling of what was happening. But ever since then, I track everything so I can go to the doctor and not forget anything. I know that, the best patients are informed patients. So I try to lump myself into that category, but I don't want to forget everything because, they only have a limited amount of time. Dermatologist, my eye doctor, like what my prescription is. And I have some pages just tucked behind others just to give you an idea of how to set this up. So that's that one. That's just a medical reference itself. I just brought this baby with me in November to an appointment, and I don't know, maybe I look like a weirdo just busting out a planner on the table, but I'm okay with it. I really don't mind. It helps me help them help me, so why not do it? All right, so here, this is the what I mentioned was a planner because it morphed into that. Honestly, this print is just so beautiful. I can't just pack it away and stick it somewhere where I won't see it. These discs are from Levenger. I get a lot of discs from Levenger. Just be careful with the order. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I've had a couple of issues with them, but I still buy from them because the product is really good, and in the end, everything is sorted out. So this is Banana Doodles, was Banana Doodles, now it's Caffeine and Paper. Love her stuff. She seems to have like a trend towards mental health and awareness of that in her shop, and I really love it. So then just a couple other things I made. And so one is just like the first tab is literally a system, what my planner system was. If I'm trying to figure something out, if something is working or not working, I'll write it down. So when I get together with a girlfriend of mine and we try to plan for 2022 or 2021, we'll write it down. So this is kind of, what's my current system. And anytime it changes or I switch it up, I write it down. And just, I don't know, it's fun for me. Journaling is fun, things like that is fun. So I've always had that, you know, since I started planning. So it's kind of fun. And then it's just, you know, some ideas, some projects I want to do. You know, if I'm shopping, if there's a Black Friday sale, I'll write it down. It helps to kind of track what I'm buying. I track a lot of it in my finance planner, so not everything is in here, but as long as my system is changing, which it always done. This is from Jane's Agenda, just giving a reference. You know, favorite shops or where I most recently shopped from is in there. You know, it is, I like it. It's a planner. Pre-planning can occur here too, but I like it just because it's pretty, and I do pull it out from time to time. I used to a lot more when I was in the quest for planner piece. I think I'm almost there. Now it's just a matter of remembering what inserts I use, because I'll print a bunch of stuff off from Peanuts Planner Co. and get it in my setup, and then I think, oh shoot, what number was that? And this is now morphed into tracking what Peanuts Planner Co. insert I have in which planner. So that's that one. So again, it's something I use not all of the time, but relatively frequently, as needed. And then finally, the last one is my favorite. This, again, soft folio is from Levenger. If you follow, I think, Plans with Brit, she has this in a lot of her photos, and I had to ask her where did she get it from, because it's gorgeous. I was going to use it for a different planner, and then plans changed because, again, 2020 happened, so I just said, you know what, I'll use it for this one. So this one is the cover. So I mentioned it's basically, you know, skincare, hair care, clothing, things like that, and most of the inserts are from Cloth and Paper. So I got them before she did a revamp, so they're original inserts. I think they have a new look now, but it's the same kind of method behind it. This is from Planner Press. All of the inserts that you see like this, it's almost like a dashboard, are from Planner Press. I love her. So let me see if I can zoom in to make it a little easier for you folks. Okay, so that's not so bad. Let me just get this tab out of the way. So this was where I recorded a skincare, and I realized that this was not the best way to track a habit for me. I tried. That was initially why I bought these, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this is just 1 week, and this would be huge for a habit tracker, just gigantic. And then I was tracking other habits, and if I wanted to take the habit tracker with me along with my other things, this was just a little too big. So what I did use this for was what is my skincare routine at the time. So we can see as of January 4th of 2019, this was my system. So for example, I was using Oil Obsessed from Bare Minerals, or the Plant Scription face wash at the time. I wasn't necessarily a fan of that. I was using the Peter Thomas Roth 3% glycolic face wash. I didn't really like that or get, you know, much out of that either. But I did stick with Good Genes, the CEO Serum, CEO Glow, Ginseng. So this is just what I was using, morning routine and evening routine in 2019. And then a few things changed, and this was my routine in January of 2020. So this was around when my doctor started prescribing me tretinoin. I have acne scars, but also, I mean, I just turned 37, so starting to get fine lines, which is lovely. But you know, we're aging, which is also a privilege. So morning routine, I switched it up. I started using a SkinCeuticals Glycolic Renewal Cleanser. Obsessed will probably never change in terms of a glycolic face wash. Ole Henriksen Glow 2.0. The toner was the Umbrian Clay by Fresh, so I won't read them all out loud, but you can see how a little bit of it changed over time. And then this little, you have sunscreen, but then lines for other items that you might be using as part of your skincare practice. Just put that in there for morning and then evening. Okay, so that also changed a little bit. I've started using more facial oils. Same here. So December, by the end of the year, things have changed. I was using different products in the beginning, but that was my quest for 2021. So I was happy that I did land on something that really did suit my needs. But the one thing is that this layout started to kind of change in terms of, you know, I can't fit it all there. I can't, you know, say, okay, so my cleanser is going to be different depending on the day. So I'm in the process of trying to make something that does suit my current system and the way it would help me keep track of everything. So there we go. So now we're on January, and does that say 2021? Or should it say? Yeah, no, so there we go. So I haven't done my January for 2022 yet, but it's basically the same because, oh wait, maybe I just didn't write the number. Yeah, so it's basically the same here. So one thing I did add to better suit, you know, how it kind of is organized, one for me, but one so that you can also understand kind of how I'm using it. So it could be overwhelming for you. Maybe you're getting into skincare, you don't know where to start, or you love skincare and skincare products and you want to know what all of this is and you want to go out and buy it and try it for yourself. It might take some time, but I can link some things below. But the basics, like if there's anything, if I don't have time to do anything, I will cleanse my face, use vitamin C or retinol or both, depending on the time of day though. And then a little extra would be glycolic acid and a moisturizer if you need it. So I just have the basics up here, like I can track to make sure that is done. But then also, I have a bunch of moisturizers, so if we see names of things here, it's like, why is it changing? It doesn't really give me room. Like maybe I don't use the same moisturizer all week, but there isn't room to write that. So I'm trying to reconfigure that. But for example, like this is the week-long view, and this is from Jane's Agenda. I'm not sure if she still has this layout anymore. But for example, if it's Monday through Sunday, I'll use glycolic acid in the, Monday, Tuesday, and then retinol Wednesday through Friday, and then glycolic acid Saturday, retinol on Sunday. So maybe not retinol every night. Sometimes it is every night, but it depends. And I'll show you, I saved this for last because I wanted to show you how I kind of went from here into another tracker and then my current habit tracker. So this was kind of just a general overall picture of how do we use these things. And when you're really into skincare and you have a lot of products for different things, these types of trackers can be challenging. But if you are looking for some good products, I've tried a whole lot this year. I'll put some of my favorites below. Like for example, there's only some moisturizers are used before retinol when some retinol's dry. And then there's other like thick night creams. Do I want something that's resurfacing? Maybe if I'm using glycolic acid that day, I'll use a resurfacing night cream. If I'm using retinol, I'm gonna need something really moisturizing the next day. So that'll probably be the 1-2-1 lipid cream from SkinCeuticals. So it really depends on what did you do the day before, what did you do that morning. And then I've incorporated a lot of, a few facial oils. These are all from Sunday Riley. UFO is great for skin clearing. Luna has retinol in it. CEO Glow does give you a glow, but it has some vitamin C and turmeric in it. And Juno is just a full-on vitamin moisturizer, not moisturizer, oil. Oils Oils are not facial moisturizers. They help with just extra nutrients, or a way of, it's like a vessel for getting retinol or salicylic acid to your skin. And then after that, not immediately after, just give it a minute or two, then you can put your moisturizer on. But learned a lot this year, largely in part due to Dr. Dre, also on YouTube. Just simply fantastic. She'll definitely hone in on the basics all day long. You know, you don't need to go crazy with products, but you know what? I like products, but I do ultimately, even if I have a lot, I keep it super simple. So then I wanted to get into, since this was like a little hard to track and I didn't want, it wasn't feasible. It didn't serve the same purpose to track everything in there. It's better for a reference. I used it, and we'll come back to that in just a second. This is an example of how I tracked skincare in 2021, because now I get to stick this baby in the archive. Here we go. So at first, I was doing just a check the box for AM and PM skincare. Did I do it as part of my AM routine? And then did I do it as part of my PM routine? But that was just a check the box. It doesn't tell me what I used that day. It didn't help me kind of look back and say, all right, I know I use this product most of the time, and this is probably what caused the changes in my skin. Granted, I know, but in a couple of years when I look back, maybe I won't. So I changed it again to this one. I then just had one skincare section, and this is, if you haven't seen the other videos I have, this is a Hey Planner Girl prints insert where you can enter whatever you want in here, in these sections. So I have just one skincare routine, and then I have the Grow, which is Vegamore, lash serum from Vegamore, and then retinol CE Ferulic from SkinCeuticals, which is amazing, Good Cheese and CEO Glow from Sunday Riley, and that was all I had to track. And you know, I was using it didn't say AM routine and PM routine, it was just once a day. Well, sometimes I used both, but not at the same time of day, or I used it twice. I just wanted a better picture of that. So then lastly, going into 2022, which is today, New Year's Day, this is my habit tracker pre-set up. The way I'm tracking it now is a little bit more comprehensive. So I tried to fill these out in order of like the flow of the day, plus what I use the most. So back to basics, you know, keeping it simple. We have, you know, your AM routine and then your PM routine. So depending on the day, you know, you could be using one or both. So I use the majority of these. You'll see, like, for example, sunscreen is not going to be in the evening. But the majority of them, you'll see them, you know, listed twice. So I track, because one, I want to know, am I doing an AM routine and a PM? Did I just do AM that day? Did I just do PM? So that's like a dual way to track it. But so that's part of what I'm doing as part of, you know, my self-care for the new year. I separate AM and PM in the habit tracker. But that lets me track everything here. So this is all fitness and workouts. You know, I can have my overviews, my goals, you name it, and it's just a bit more comprehensive. I don't have to go to a separate planner to track my skincare. I don't know that I would do it if I had to do that. So another thing, almost through here, part of this planner is, as I mentioned, not just skincare. So it's beauty. Again, this is from Planner Press. I love everything that she makes. But this shows what makeup am I currently using. And this does change a lot. Now, well, it used to, I should say it used to, because my skin fluctuated a lot being in the sun. I now try to avoid the sun as much as possible. Again, this insert is from Cloth and Paper, and it's set for 2022. So what is my foundation, concealer? Now I have these listed in my drive on a Google Doc that I can have in my phone if I'm in the store and I want to remember if I'm out of foundation, shoot, I didn't write it down, what is it? I can reference it in my Google Doc. And that just has everything that I own. However, this is what is I need to, or I would like to put makeup on and get out the door. What are those staples currently? So this is where I put my staple routine products before I head out. This is not everything that I own, but it is like a look. So I have the products of a specific look, and this is just my general like everyday kind of routine when it comes to makeup. And the numbers, again though, for storing all of this information, if I'm out and about or I'm at the store and want to stock up, it is in Drive and it's on a Google Sheet. So that's really easy to access from my phone. And then lastly, again, Planner Press, I love that. But this is just a capsule wardrobe. This has been something I've tried to work on all of last year. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what do I even like? I feel like we're in loungewear most of the time, work from home, gym clothes, but I'm trying to just revamp my closet for work and to know that I can pick out a top bottom blazer and pull it out of the closet and it'll match, it'll coordinate, it'll be great. So it'll take a while to get a really good capsule together because it'll be, you really want those staple pieces, but just try to think of what is going to serve me best. So other than that, that is everything. Those are the planners that I don't use all too often, but I still use as part of my system. And I do very much appreciate you tuning in for that. I hope that it helped you or gave you some ideas. If you have any questions, just leave it below and I will happily respond. Again, thank you for your time, especially if you're joining on New Year's Day. Have a great start to your year, and I'll talk to you soon.